Welcome to the Numerology and the Astrology for May 19th, 2020. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 19, and if you add the 1 and the 9 together, you get the number 10. So the number 10 is the number of power and radiance. It's about being your own boss, stepping up, taking responsibility, moving forward. But once again, I also like to separate out the numbers sometimes and the 1 and the 9. And so if you look at the 1, it says stand up for yourself, stand for your individuation, do it on your own, make it happen because it's what you need to do for yourself. And the number 9 is actually the 9 of mysticism and magic and intuition, psychic ability, art, and creativity. So be empathetic, be a good listener, be a person who pays attention to that subtle energy. So if we look at power, there's always power hidden in the deepest corners of your consciousness. And I try to remind myself that I have somewhere within me skills and abilities that have not yet been accessed or remembered. I know that because each of us have many lifetimes that somewhere there is a past life memory of tools and abilities that may not show up until the need arises. And I find that accessing the possibility is helpful, especially during these trying times. So trusting and calling for that wisdom to come to the surface is always a way to shift out of hopelessness and into the possibilities. So if I look at the astrology for today, it's fairly simple today. The moon is in Aries, sextile Venus, and it helps you be a bit more adaptable and courteous. So avoid arguments or conflicts with anyone today if you can. The moon in Aries squares Pluto in Capricorn, and this can cause you to be dreamy and potentially self-deceptive. So expect imbalance in your nervous system and do not get lost in the nostalgia of the past. The moon squares Jupiter in Capricorn. This can put the authorities in a place of tension. Do not intentionally aggravate those who need to be in charge. Know that pushing now can damage relationships permanently. The moon goes into Taurus this evening, so protect your finances and hold on tight to family. The moon in Taurus squares Saturn in Sagittarius, and this brings restrictions, depression, and stubbornness. Partnerships can be strained. If you want to push ahead, you may want to push ahead, but that is not advised under this energy. So everything shows you that it's time for a fresh start. All things change. Any plans will keep adjusting, so stay unattached. Now, my quote for today: we are here to remember all that we are and all that we have been. That is the only way to discover all that you can become. Okay, my blog for today. You look at how so many priorities have shifted over time in this life. But the one thing that remains constant is that my soul wants to help humanity in the small ways that I can through words, sharing, and journeying into the depths of experiences. And I want everyone to recognize that they're doing that same thing. You know, somehow, some way, you have this core energetic value that is trying to give the gift of who you are. Now, what I loved about traveling the world, and there's still a lot of the world that I have yet to explore, is that travel shatters and dispels all sorts of beliefs and judgments that you have that you did not even know were there. So all cultures are different. The languages reflect how the brain processes information, and being willing to learn a language can help you navigate a deeper understanding of that culture and perspective. We each think and perceive differently. Priorities are radically different. Some lives are 10 times harder than ours, and yet they still often have more joy and laughter than we do. There is not one right way. That is such a lie we tell ourselves to feel superior. It is a childish brain pattern that is hopefully something you can work through and allow to evolve. Every level of life has something to offer, some precious understanding and awareness that is based on their environment. Humanity attunes to the places in which we live, and we have the tools and that we need to learn to use those tools in order to survive. Travel helps shift judgment more rapidly than therapy or most types of inner work. Some things have to be fully experienced, and you have to be completely taken off your edge to reconnect what is really important to you in your life. I hope you discover a place in this world that feels magical to you. A place that feels so comfortable that you drop out of all the striving and finally let yourself arrive at a particular new place and state of awareness. I had one friend that traveled to Ireland and fell so deeply in love with a particular place that she bought a small cottage right there and retired to that place. I find that astrocartography is a tool that is very helpful. It is amazing that the places that it says I will find most comforting and easy are exactly that. And places that are challenging and trigger me are also exactly that. What some people say is that I have this really weird pattern, and that is that I try to go to the places that are less than comfortable again and again. That is because I realize that those are the places that there is something to learn. While I have tried again and again to be able to relax and enjoy certain places on this earth that are actually very trying in my chart, there are some that each of us have also as past memories from lives that had trauma. Those are always harder to work with, especially when the past patterns that constructed the trauma remain in that place, even in the modern day reality. So while some places allow you to drop in and reclaim something really important that is positive, some do just the opposite. We are here to remember all that we are, all that we have been, and the only way to then discover all that you can become. So thanks everybody. You have a good day.